Are you wondering what the best blog format there is as a way to gain lots of comments, subscribers, and clicks for conversions? Well, I'm going to show you right now what the blog post format is, and then we're going to walk through it. Okay, so over on Twins Mommy, in my post here, I have here a little bit of an image of the blog post template. So if you're brand new to blogging, there's a lot of things you need to do. Okay, so with any type of blog post, there's a big introduction, but that introduction isn't a story. It's more like with a hook, and a hook is what you go to the person with emotional things that like tugs them to bring them back to your blog, right? So they can keep reading. That's the hook. You really want to tell them what they're going to learn in your blog post. Now, my blogs have a pin image next to the introduction. If you can do that with your theme, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you're just going to have a big feature image and then the introduction underneath. But I like having the pin image because I like to make my blog a pintified blog to get lots of Pinterest traffic. And so if I have the image right off the bat that gets people to save this pin right away as they're reading my blog post. So even if you have a feature image and then the introduction, and put that pin image that you have so people can start saving it, and you can have it so that you have text on the side. So it just sort of goes into your blog post. All right. But otherwise, that introduction is what's going to get someone to go from social media or where they saw your headline or your little caption to the blog post, right? So if you need help with writing the actual headline, I do have a video on how to write the SEO headline, so that can help you get some SEO traffic. But with social, usually you write something like, hey, you want to know how I grew my blog to 25,000 page views? Check out my post right here. Like, you give a little bit of a hook, a little bit of a tug, so people like, oh, they're interested. Like, oh, I want to know what this is, right? And then they come, and then with your introduction, you get them hooked, right? But you need a strong introduction for that. When we let's look at my blog posts over on Twins Mommy. So blog versus vlog, which should you start? I immediately start with a question. So I want my readers to nod their head, say, I'm in the right place. This is what I want to know. Let me keep on reading because you're going to show me, right? So thinking about diving into content creation this year. And then I talk about the information. Well, if you are, there's blogs and vlogs, but which one should you start? Which one should you go with? And this is what's going to help you with this blog post. I open it up, but you're trying to fit content creation into your schedule. You're probably wondering which one is worth your time. I am attracting the mom blogger that wants to do blogging, but they're interested in vlogging. And should they pair those? Should they focus on one or the other? And this is what this blog post will tell you about. So I go into a little bit of a story here as someone who started a blog and has been vlogging. I tell them a little bit about my experience. Right here, I created my first ever blog on my YouTube channel, and I want to see if it resonates with my audience so that I can do more. So I just give a little bit of a snapshot of why you should follow me. Why should you read my blog post? It's not just this term vlog versus blog or blog versus blog. Is a keyword, right? So I want people to actually read the post and not skim it. So if you can invest a little bit, especially with your keyworded blog post, invest a little bit, just a tiny sentence or two about why they should read your posts based on your experience, your credibility, that will go a long way in people actually wanting to read your content, right? So in your introduction, that's what you need to cover, sort of draw them in with a question or a startling fact, go into the pain points of why they need this post, and then share just a little bit of credibility behind that, and then go right into the blog post. So what I like to do is I blog for the beginner. So a lot of my first subheading is going to be sort of an introduction to what I'm talking about. So while I introduce the entire blog post in the introduction, this sort of narrows it down to the actual topic. So for this one, understanding the basics, understanding the difference. It's about how you do this. Knowing this will help you figure out, right? It's just a little bit of introduction, and then going into, again, for that person who's new to all of this, well, what is a blog and what is a vlog? Getting that out of the way helps my beginner reader learn about this topic. I blog for beginners. That's my shtick. That's what I do in all my blogs. If it's a cleaning and home organizing blog, like my niche website, I blog as if they are just learning to build a cleaning routine. They might be lazy, they might be unmotivated, they might not know how to clean properly. That's my audience. That's who I'm going to target my content with. Same thing with Twins Mommy. It's for mom bloggers who want to make money blogging, but they don't know how. So they're still at that beginning stage. So I'm going to teach them all about marketing and blogging and writing blog posts and conversions and Amazon and affiliate marketing, everything they need to know so they can start making money with their blog, right? So that's where I'm coming at. And a lot of bloggers should do this. They should focus on the beginner blogger because then you can grow with them, right? And then you can figure out their pain points and then the products that go with it. So any kind of digital products that go with it. So that's how I start my blog post. Introduction, then a little lead in, I call it, and then definitions if need be about the topic, and then I go into the topic. Now, sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I go right into the topic. So like a list post, you have a short introduction and then your list, okay? And I can show you that on my niche website. So this is what is a blog, and then here's another big subheading. So I break up my post with subheadings. These are H2s and these are H3s, okay? So never do an H1 in your blog post, okay, ever. You have your title in WordPress, you have your title, and then you go right into your blog. And then you go and use H2s and then H3 to dive deeper, and then H2 again for another subtopic of what you're talking about. So people probably want to know which one will make you more money, right? So then I break that down of how to monetize the blog, how to monetize the vlog. So which one? And then I go back, well, which one does it? Which one makes more? And then when should you do these things, right? So then I go more into this post about actual topics, how to do all this stuff, and then how to start the blog, right? How to start the vlog. So it really dives deep into which avenue, which, adventure you want to choose kind of thing, and then how to choose between those two. I sort of go in depth into that blog format about breaking it up. So when you look at the template here, I have the body here and I say use subheadings, lists, images to break up your ideas. This is important. I don't want you writing big blocks of paragraphs. If you look at this current blog post, it's one sentence, then a subtopic, and one sentence, a shorter sentence, one sentence, an image, and then here I have a bigger sentence, I have two sentences, and then an image. See how I constantly am breaking up the blog post because I want a lot of white space. Look at all the white space around my words. That makes it easier to read for the reader, for your new audience. And you want them to stay. And in order for them to stay, they need to actually read the post. And it's easier to read the post because they can scroll, shorter sentences, easy to read. I can keep on scrolling. Before you know it, they're at the end of your blog post, okay? So that's important to have that in your body with those subheadings, with those lists and images. Now, some bloggers bold certain phrases. I do that occasionally, but it's not my normal thing to do. So probably the last, I'd say 10 blog posts, you probably won't see many phrases that are bolded because it's just not my thing. I don't do it for client work, and so then I really don't do it for my own blog. You can. That's another way to get skimmers to stop if they see a bolded phrase like, oh, okay, so this is where she's going to talk about how to get more Pinterest followers. I'm going to read this section right here. You can do that, but I feel my subheadings and my images breaks up my post enough so that they can just scroll and then stop where they need to be. Another part of your blog post format are those incentives to grow your email list. It's a good idea to have those in your blog. Inside this blog post, I have this incentive, the blog post planner. Ideally, the incentives or freebies that you offer on your blog actually make sense with the posts that you're writing. If you find that you have incentives that don't relate to the content that you're writing, then either you need to create a new incentive or you need to pivot your blog so that they both align. I think one of my incentives way back when was a time management tips of how to start a blog with little ones. It was, I was in the zone. My twins were quite little at that time, and I was getting a lot of traction with new moms that had little ones and wanted to blog. So I created this time management freebie guide, and it worked for a while, but it wasn't as popular as my start a blog freebie that I had. So even though I was attracting mom bloggers, technically they should have a blog, a lot of them were moms that wanted to start a blog and wanted to make money. So I even attracted that type of audience. So I found that, again, those were complete beginners. So I found the incentive that works. And then within that, I found other incentives like a blog planner, like ways to make money, like an affiliate marketing guide, an SEO guide, an email guide. You will not see the SEO guide in many blog posts unless I'm talking about SEO, and you won't see the email guide unless I'm talking about email. It's only the ones that I put in the blog posts that are relevant. And most of the time it's ways to make money with your blog and a blog post planner, and then start a blog, right? So that's my incentive and that's my format that I have. So I have the planner in this one about vlog versus blog, because again, this blog post is about planning if you're going to vlog or you're going to blog. So this planner might help you on the blog aspect of it, is what I was thinking. And then if you are interested in either both, if you're interested in one or the other, maybe you haven't started a blog, so you can just sign up to my free email course to start a blog. Okay, so I have that as the incentives within the blog post. And then you always want to have a conclusion in your blog. Now, I know a lot of bloggers out there that are new to blogging. They just end the post with the last thing they talk about and then that's it. Or they just put like a one sentence and then like follow me on Instagram. And then that's how they conclude their blog post. Now, as a freelance writer who gets paid to blog, like I get paid to write these blog posts, the client wants a full blog post. And a full blog post means having a good conclusionary paragraph, right? Not just a one sentence. I try to, with my blog post, have at least a subheading of wrapping it up or what did you find useful or something like that. And then I have like, I hope you enjoyed this blog post. I made sure to include this. What were your favorite things? Let me know in the comments below. I always invite discussion on my blog. Doesn't always happen, but I try to. So you can see here a wrap up of what you wrote, a recap, give a call to action, ask a question. Like I said, did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below. Did I miss something in this blog post? Maybe you have a perspective that I didn't know and you can share with my audience, right? So you want to invite that discussion. And then here's the formal CTA, which is usually the opt-in form. So after that conclusionary paragraph, you have an opt-in form to grow your email list or some graphic. So at the bottom of this, I have here a question, right? Let me know in the comments. Then my opt-in. And then this is just formality in every blog post that I have. I have social sharing buttons, and then I have this like related post plugin from WordPress where it shares the related post based on what I wrote about. And then I have my author bio, and then people can leave a comment. So based on your blog's theme, you can have all these in place with plugins, right? To have that author bio. Some people have the author bio on the sidebar. So as you're reading it, the author bio is on the side. So it depends on your theme and what you want. But ideally, you do want to have your name associated with that blog post, not just admin. And you do want a picture of yourself, not just a blank avatar. Ideally, you want the reader to connect with you. If you want to make more money with your blog, you need to be personable. The only way you can blog without showing your face is if you just strictly do like affiliate marketing, if you do other things so that you don't have to build that personalization. But in the blog that I'm talking about right now, having that strong blog format so that people can read your blog, sign up to your email list, you want them to convert some way. You want to build a brand or a community. This is the way you do it. Now, I was going to show you a list post for my niche website. My niche website does have my picture, but it doesn't have any kind of information underneath here about the date of the post and who wrote it. And I don't share my name on this. Although I do share a picture, I don't share my name. So I can still make money with this, but this is mostly an affiliate blog, right? With growing an affiliate blog, things are a little bit different. I do have a video on that, so make sure you check out how to start and grow an affiliate blog. So with this strategy, I do a lot of list posts. So I have an introduction here, and my introductions for these ones are a little bit storytelling because they're coming from Pinterest, and because pinners scroll, I need to grab them quickly with a little relatable story. The best and fastest cleaning hacks. I mean, a lot of people aren't going to sit and read the introduction, but I'm going to try. So do something like, look, for me, I really don't like cleaning. And they're like, oh, me too. If I could, I would just do it all over the weekend. But then I think of my childhood. My mom made Saturdays a big clean, new sheets on the bed, clean out the closet, wash bathrooms, vacuum, and everything else. I absolutely hated that also. So with making clean resolutions, my thing for the year, I needed to adapt to at least tolerating cleaning. I have all this to say, I don't like cleaning, but I need to clean, and here's how I'm going to tolerate it. So instead of writing 3 little sentences like that, I do have some personalization because I am not personal on this blog. I'm going to find other ways to be personal. And so that's with my introduction for this particular strategy. With Twins Mommy, I built a big enough brand so that I can just sprinkle in a little story here and there about who I am. But ideally, I want the person reading my blog to stay on my blog and find out who I am through my author bio, going to my homepage, signing up to my free stuff, looking at my courses. All of that gives them a little bit of, like, just reading one sentence of my story gives them curiosity, but I don't have that on my affiliate blog. I don't have courses. I just have people wanting to read the blog so that I can grow my impressions. I can get into an ad network and then click on my links for affiliate marketing. So it's a different strategy. So hopefully that helped you figure out your blog format. Let me know in the comments below if you need more help about breaking down each aspects of the blog format. I can definitely do videos for that as well. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.